Having a five-man like Nikola Jokic, who not only can catch the ball out here and create, but who you actually want to put in situations like that for your team, changes the structure of an offense. Jokic can push the ball up the floor by himself or even come off an occasional ball screen, but there's a lot more nuance to the way the Nuggets use Jokic than just simply comparing him to a point guard. And most of that nuance involves dribble handoffs. In these playoffs, the Nuggets have ended 11 plays per game directly with a handoff. The Sixers are second of the 8 teams remaining with 7 per game, while the Raptors are last with just 3. You'll see this a lot in the Nuggets offense. A guard throws Jokic the ball only to run right into a handoff. Here you can see one of the hardest parts of guarding a handoff, staying attached. Murray creates separation from Lillard and puts Cantor in a tough spot. As a comparison, here's Lillard staying attached. That lets Leonard get back to Jokic, but that doesn't necessarily mean you're going to stop him. Jokic is extremely skilled and a crafty finisher in the middle of the court who doesn't really need an advantage to score. He can create something out of nothing with a series of pivots, and he has great touch as a shooter and also as a passer. So if you're the big guarding Jokic, you'd like to stay as close to him as possible on the handoff. And that puts a lot of burden on Brandon Ingram here to fight the screen. We've seen defenders in the Portland series melt on screens, which is pretty understandable when the screen setter is 7 foot, 250 pounds. We've also seen Portland go under. This is the most traditional way to guard a handoff, with Cantor loosening up to give McCollum space to get through. It's the best way to beat the handler to the spot, but at the same time leaves you vulnerable to the handler shooting behind the handoff for a 3. And that's probably the first place to start when determining a game plan against Denver. How willing are you to go under and give up 3s to guys like Murray and Harris? Another counter to defenses going under the handoff is flipping the screen. Jokic does this a lot to help Denver guards get downhill. On this play, Jokic flips the screen and then pops to the 3. Another crucial element of the Nuggets offense that the Trailblazers have to decide how to guard. Jokic shot just 31% from 3 this season, but he's 35% in his career and 38% in the playoffs. Some teams will, more or less, dare him to shoot. The Blazers have done some of that, while also at times stunting at him with a help defender and even fully rotating with a help defender. As Jokic continues to develop, the more teams have to help on his pop, the more he can take advantage with his elite floor vision. Having a playmaking center like Jokic who you can bring out of the post and run offense through is a staple of the Princeton offense. So let me introduce you to the college version of Nikola Jokic. Richmond sophomore Grant Golden is listed at 6'10", 265, yet finished 7th in the Atlantic 10 in assist rate and 2nd in usage rate. He has some of that same craftiness and floor vision as Jokic, at least relatively speaking for the NCAA level. Richmond's Princeton offense puts him in a ton of handoffs, but with some fundamental differences. If you go under the screen, the guards can shoot like we saw from the Nuggets, but the guards aren't nearly as aggressive off the bounce. The Princeton offense tends to rely more heavily on off-ball cutting. Here's the most common way Richmond gets a handoff: the point series. Golden raises up to receive the ball, which then triggers split action. One of the players in the split action will come up for the handoff if the cut to the basket isn't there. True to the Princeton offense's style, Richmond does a great job of reading the defense and rejecting handoffs when necessary. As soon as the defense relaxes to expect a handoff, they'll cut backdoor. The Nuggets offense certainly isn't traditional Princeton, but they have used some of the same concepts. This looks very similar to the point series split action we saw from Richmond. Denver has a variety of ways to make life even more difficult for the defenders guarding the ball handler. It makes it tough to stay attached. It can't be a fun task for Damian Lillard to maneuver around handoffs the whole game, but being handsy and creating deflections in and out of the screening action can solve a lot of your problems. Something the Warriors do happen to be very good at if a potential conference finals matchup comes to fruition. If you're interested in the Princeton offense and how it fits into the modern game of basketball, be sure to check out my video from earlier this year, which does include analysis on Richmond and Grant Golden, including several other teams.